Hi guys, this is Chris with the company to be named later, and we're about to do one of our very first tutorial videos today. Now, with the rise in popularity of the Yeti cups, or as we like to use around here, the Ozark Trail cups, you notice that they don't have any handles on there. Well, let's go ahead and make a handle for you. Now, one of the first things we did is contact our friend Mr. Coop and get a hold of these wonderful little discs that you can put on any one of his jigs that are going to help make this thing a whole lot easier for you. He sells the Yeti handle, basically inserts, 3 to a pack. You have your base, your 20 ounce, and you have a 30 ounce, which isn't right here right now. Now, let's get into this. Because we're going to use a 20 ounce cup, one of the first things you're going to need to do is I basically have a small piece of cord about 30 inches in length, and I went ahead and singed the ends together. This is going to come into play right now. To make your life a little bit easier, hopefully you have a hemostat or some kind of clamp that's going to help you lock some stuff down here in a moment. I set mine right now at about 5.5 inches on the jig, and let's go from there. What I do is go ahead, wrap it around, and as you'll see here on his jigs, hopefully, he has a small groove right here, right in the middle. That's going to help lock your cord right into place where it should be. One of the things I try to do, just like when you're doing a cobra strap, make sure your singed ends are kind of in the middle or off, not right on the side where there's going to be a lot of pressure on them. Take your hemostats, and I start off with the base end and just lock it in place. I've got about 14 feet of cord, just some random camo color that I have. Let's go ahead and start. What I always do, go ahead, find your center point. Wrap it around the handle bit. One of the things I caution is before you start tying, make sure the top part is in the groove, and all you're going to do is your basic cobra knot. We're not doing anything fancy, anything hard. I know people out there are doing 4-strand round braids, they're doing snake knots, they're doing all kinds of, new and interesting things. I tend, for the first couple when I'm doing it, just keep it simple. Very basic knot. What I do is slide it up, make it a little bit snug, and continue on all the way down with your cobra pattern. It's seriously just like tying a bracelet. If you haven't tied a cobra before, there's lots of instructional videos out there. Go ahead, look a couple up. I recommend Sean from Paracord, or even Mr. Coop. I bet he has a couple out there as well that I haven't seen. You see, just keep going down with the cobra pattern. Now what we're going to do is pause it here for just a second. I'm going to bring it all the way down, and we're basically going to make this a king cobra. One moment. Okay, as you can see, we're almost down towards the bottom, and this is what I've done with mine so far, is I keep going all the way down to the base. At this point, as you can see, we're pretty close onto there. Just remove it and keep going with the cobra knot. As you can see, we finished it up right there. Now, what I do for extra strength is go back the other way and essentially make it a king cobra knot. That way it adds for a little bit of, strength, it adds a little bit extra grip. And, for some people out there, they like the thicker handle. Once again, if you're not sure how to do a cobra knot, go ahead, look it up. I know Sean at Board Paracord has made some wonderful tutorials. So has Mr. Coop, and so has about, a trillion other people out there. They're a lot better at describing some stuff than I am. So what I'm going to do is pause it right here, and we'll pick it up right at the end. Okay, as you can see, we've got it all the way down to the base. Got it pretty much snug up on there. Now what I do is just loosen up the little nut, pull it forward a little, and go ahead and slide her off. You should have something that looks like that. Now I haven't snipped and singed my ends yet because I want to make sure everything fits snugly. Start with the top end, work it all the way down. To where you might think having a handle is going to be comfortable. Take your base end, slide it on. Now remember, these are knots. It's going to be a little bit of a snug fit to start. You're going to have to work it just a little bit. So in essence, you should end up with something like that. Then you can just go ahead, snip and singe your ends, and now you have a cup ready to go. Pretty easy steps. It's basically just doing a cobra bracelet on a Yeti cup. Instead of buckles, you're looping around the bases on a jig. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I can't say it enough. Buy these from Mr. Coop. It's going to make your life so much easier when you're doing this. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, we are the company to be named later. Check us out on Facebook. We have a great giveaway for our 500th like that we're approaching. We're 10 away. You can find us as the company to be named later. Thanks for watching, guys.